Not fully saturated on gas yet. Looks like he will be soon. 30 harvesters to 26, so he's beating me a little in economy. APM wise, I'm a little higher than his. I think I outplayed him, but I didn't choose the right tech and I didn't scout properly. As you can see, he's got a starport coming up now, and that is going to be fairly troublesome for me as I don't see it. I don't know why I didn't take my observer in. Really, really bad. I seen this group of army. I seen the ghost. Actually, there's like 3 ghosts in there. Yeah, there's 3 ghosts. I only seen the one, but I figured I'd leave my observer here so that I could see when he pushes out. He left his 6 Reapers here, so I figured I'd push out and kill them. He wasn't microing them away, so I do make quick work of them. Zealots now with level 1 upgrades and charge, so they are very effective against the Terran army now. After seeing his Reapers die, he does choose to fall back into the choke point a little bit further to give his units, I guess, a little more advantage, although he'd want to be back here so he could get a concave on my units, whereas right now I could stay here, pick a few off, and create a concave on him. So I should have pushed in right now. With Force Field Guardian Shield, I probably could have took out this little bit of army. He is now putting 2 barracks up. Or sorry, not 2 barracks, 2 bunkers up and putting 2 Marauders in each. He's getting his 2nd starport up with Tech Lab. He's not researched Cloak yet. I'm not sure what he's going. Maybe he's going to go Ravens. We'll see in a minute. Taking his factory out to scout. Like I said, I only have 1 observer on the field, and that's just a bad job. So I only see that. I don't see the factory coming out. At this point, I am trying to get my my first expansion up and running. While that is morphing in, I figured I'd try to push out or at least get some map control. When I did see that scout, I decided to make some phoenixes. Just for the fact that graviton beam can be used very well against them. I see this factory floating there in my base, so I try to focus it down, but I also at this point see his army moving out with my observer, so I stopped focusing on the barracks as I knew it was going to die, or sorry, not barracks, factory, and fell back into my choke point. Little did I know that he was actually going to go to my destructible rocks. There, the factory just died, you could hear that, and yeah, he's going to take out these destructible rocks pretty quick with these Marauders. They're not upgraded. I do see that he's attacking them. I fly my Phoenix in, see if I could find the ghost. And unfortunately, my army gets split up here. I warped in units up here, and this is just a really bad fight. He uses the EMP. My Immortals, all but 1 get hit. I am not focusing down his Marauders with my Immortals. I'm caught up here in the choke point. I wasn't microing. I did pop Guardian Shield, but unfortunately, for me, I should have done better in that engagement. I had the superior army, but I didn't micromanage properly. I should have been warping more units in, and I did hold this attack off. In a second here, I think I warped a few more Zealots in. I chrono boosted all my gateways, as I do have 2 Nexus up and running at the moment, so I used all my chrono boost, came in with my Zealots, cleaned up this force. At the same time, though, he is training a bunch of Banshees. Cloak is now upgraded, and yeah, I am not going to be prepared for this. At this point, I definitely should have flew my observer into his base. He's got no detection, no turrets, nothing in his base. I could have walked in, saw what he's doing, and prepared for it, but I didn't. So definitely my flaw in this game. I did not saturate this very well. I should have at least transferred some probes over here earlier. I should have got the gas up and running. I should have took advantage of holding that off and macroing and saturating up. I was getting a couple more Phoenix out just for the fact that I could use more graviton beams. I did see more ghosts than I thought I would see in that force, so I figured I'd have a few more ready. I also failed in the one engagement. I don't remember where it is or when it is, but you'll see it, or maybe I missed it. I ended up, oh, and he does a scan and sees some probes transferring over, so he knows I've got a base there. At this time, yeah, lo and behold, he's got 6 Banshees, 2 more coming out. It's going to be bad news for me. At this point, I think I switched up to a Zealot and Sentry heavy army instead of Stalkers and Immortals, because Marauders do very well against Stalkers, and once the shields are down, they do very well against Immortals as well. So Banshee's flying out. I just missed him with my Phoenix. I was scouting for expansions, and he does a scan here. He sees my Phoenix, but at that point, he only sees one. He's got a full 8 Banshees. He's going to make quick work of my expansion here. Terrible job on my part. Even if I did have a force to defend it, my observers all the way across the field. I don't know why I didn't have more observers. I don't know why I didn't have cannons. Just a really bad job on my part. So at this point, I know it's just useless to go in and engage this army. So I think I back my army out. He kills the expansion fairly quick. He doesn't have any upgrades, but they are cloaked, and with 8 Banshees, they just do terrible damage. 2 Phoenix is not going to be enough. My observer is going to come back. He's going to take out this Immortal. And it looks like I do have the observer. My Phoenixes are trying to focus down. Phoenix do very well against Banshees, but I did not have the ground force to support it. Very bad job on my part. Now I'm long distance mining. My main base is mined out. He's still got some left in his main base because he transferred all those workers over early. My zealots are making a beeline towards his rocks. I figure I'll destroy his rocks, try to push in, but unfortunately for me, he's sitting on a fairly large ground force as well. So his population's 117 compared to my 61. This was a last-ditch effort to try to salvage something, but unfortunately, since this economy is no longer focused here, I really couldn't do much damage coming there. Tried to take out a few barracks, but he's not even producing anything as he's got a massive army here already. He's sitting on way too many resources. I myself am sitting on nothing. Definitely got outplayed, so I GG, and yeah, so I figured I'd cast this replay and show you what I could have done better and maybe how I could have avoided taking that loss. Banshees, get your observers out and, I don't know, scout better, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll probably be playing a few more games tonight and bring you for a few more casts.